right. No, let's take a look at Asmongold's video. As you guys may have heard, I think it was like within the last half hour of my stream last night, he got banned off of Twitch. His Twitter post said that, he made the claim in his Twitter post that he got banned from Twitch for 7 days, 7-day ban for saying, quote, "I don't care about the opinions of illiterate third worlders," unquote. That is what he has claimed, what he said in his Twitter post in regards to why he received the ban. So let's see what he says in his video in regards to this and if he's going to expound further upon it.
Guys, I got suspended on Twitch in the middle of my Crimson Desert playthrough.
That I didn't know. Oh, he got banned. He got suspended midstream. Oh, that I hadn't heard about. Okay. Interesting. Okay. And Spyrick, thank you for the 5 gifteds.
I don't know what I'm gonna be able to do. It's gonna be an entire week. I mean, geez, guys. I'm gonna have so much free time. Well, I guess I could start by making this video, right? So, I got suspended last night on Twitch. I end my stream, and I come back from the gas station, and I get a message, and somebody says, why can't I chat in your stream? And I'm like, well, I don't know, what happened? And I look, and I get a message, and it says that my account has been suspended for 7 days because of hateful conduct. So, this is what I did. This is what I said. I said that I didn't give a fuck about the opinions of third worlders, and then particularly in the thing that they referenced, I was referring to illiterate goat herders from Afghanistan.
Again, the way this looks out in the public is not a United States.
The opinions of third worlders don't matter. Like, I don't care what some illiterate goat herder thinks in Afghanistan. It doesn't matter.
In the context of those people believing AI-generated videos about Iran winning the war and nuking Israel off the map.
So that is why Twitch is banning him. He did not say a slur. He did not insult he did not insult an entire people. He didn't do nothing that he said is a violation of Twitch's TOS. Nothing. Yeah, he was this is literally a ban for wrongthink. Because he offended, I don't know, people in Afghanistan? Who the fuck knows? Like, this is, like, I would not be surprised if this was also a bunch of people, like, mob reporting him. Like, they thought, like, my guess is, like, people are always constantly mob reporting Asmongold for something. And it was like, maybe it was this one just happened to get through. Because don't forget, leave us not forget. Okay, I'm going to bring this up. This is Asmongold. At least Asmongold knows what he got banned for. All right? Like, point of note here. Asmongold knows that he got banned because he said he doesn't care about, as he describes it, an illiterate goat herder in Afghanistan. He doesn't care about their opinion. That's at least he knows him saying that is what resulted in his ban or his suspension. Leave us not forget, okay? Celestium also caught a 7-day ban. And they didn't even tell her why. Okay? This is how fucked things are right now. You have a VTuber, a Christian VTuber, catching a 7-day ban and no explanation as to why. Twitch also deletes the VOD of that stream that supposedly resulted in her ban. And to this day, Celestium still does not know why she received her ban. Asmongold basically says he doesn't care about the opinion of an illiterate goat herder from a third world country like Afghanistan. And Twitch bans him for that. Yet we have other streamers that literally talk about murdering people, that literally are giving aid to terrorists by telling them, hey, this is how you can create a suicide drone in order to harm people, that abuses animals on stream, that tells a veteran, a military veteran, I hope you enjoy your PTSD, and basically disparages a veteran with PTSD. Not a fucking thing happens to him. Not one thing. But Asmongold, who does not even violate the TOS, they ban him for 7 days. This is the state of Twitch. This is the state of Twitch. Twitch literally is banning streamers for wrongthink or for brigading attacks, which is supposed to be against TOS in of itself. This is like, it's sad to say, this is the state of Twitch, and this is the way things are going.
Gentlemen, I would like to confirm that I am 100% right, and you don't either. And neither do they. Because if Twitch cares about their opinions, why don't they apply Afghanistan's opinions to women on Twitch?
Let's see, since regaining power in August 2021, the Taliban's implemented a system of systematic oppression implemented by Afghanistan, widely described as gender apartheid. Over 70 decrees have effectively erased women from public life, banning education above 6th grade, barring most employment, restricting movement without a male guardian, imposing strict dress codes. Basically, Islamic oppression. This is the Islamic faith. Anybody that says the Islamic faith is, oh, it's so peaceful. No, it isn't. Okay, this is it right here. Because all of this that's been described in here is in accordance with the Islamic faith. Women are property. They are not human beings. Women are property. They should never be seen. And if they are seen, they basically are killed. They can't go anywhere unless they have a man with them. That basically a dog and its handler, effectively speaking. Like, this is all none. And Twitch likes to ban you if you point out reality. That's what Twitch does. Twitch says, "Oh, you're pointing out reality? Oh, we don't like that. Suspend it."
Why don't they apply Afghanistan's opinions to women on Twitch? That would be interesting, wouldn't it? But everybody knows nobody gives a fuck about them. Nobody cares. I'm not sorry. I'm right. I said nothing wrong, and nothing I said was against the terms of service. Beyond that, do you even imagine a world where somebody that...
Well, to your point, under the Sharia law, they can be stoned to death for adultery, or they're forced to marry their rapists and bear their rapist children. It's one or the other. So if they refuse to marry their rapist, they can be killed for being adulterous as the victim. They'll be killed, or they will be forced to marry their rapist, and if they're pregnant, they have to bear that rapist child. Which, by the way, if he marries the rapist, he would be like his second or third or fourth or fifth wife. Just as a reminder. Women in Islamic states do not have rights. Okay? They don't. Anybody that is under the erroneous misconception that women in Islamic under Islamic rule are, they're so happy. They're thrilled to be a part of this culture. Yeah, they don't have any rights. They're property. They're not human beings. They can be beaten and killed for literally no reason other than it pleases the man. That is how the culture of Islam works. And yes, they hate dogs too. They absolutely hate dogs. But you'll see the apologists continually, desperately try to spin it and say, oh no, this isn't true. Oh no, this isn't true. Don't believe your own lying eyes. They do it all the damn time, especially in America. All of these apologists, think about all of the apologists that were saying, oh, October 7th wasn't so bad. Like, and these are the same people that are in charge of Twitch. These are the same people that are moderating Twitch. Okay? The people that facilitated Asmongold's suspension believe this shit. Okay? They stand for it. That's who's moderating Twitch. people that are fully on board with women being treated like objects and not even regarded as being human beings. That's who's in charge of Twitch.
Of service. Beyond that, do you even imagine a world where somebody that says that they don't care about what a fat American thinks about the Middle East, can you imagine that this person ever gets suspended? Of course not.
He has some woke qualities, but he's nowhere near as woke as Francis. Francis was a socialist. This motherfucker is an American. And I think Americans are gross. Americans do not.
So, Twitch, we can expect the suspension when? Oh, that's right. Hassan does not get suspended because Dan Clancy spends all day under his desk desperately lapping at his inverted micro penis. Yeah. Twitch, literally, Twitch needs to just drop the mask and go, rules for Hassan, rules for everyone else. That's, literally, they need to just take the mask off and do that. And just say, no, we're just say, you know what? Hassan is special. We love Hassan. We're never going to hurt Hassan. And fuck the rest of you. Just drop the fucking mask, Dan. Drop the fucking mask. Everybody knows already. You pretending like you're some benevolent owner of this company, CEO of this company, and that you love all your streamers, nobody fucking believes you. You care about one person and one person alone. You care about Hassan. That's it. And, you've tolerated Asmongold because he brings you in money. I don't know, what did Hassan text you and say, hey, you should ban him for this? And you went, right away, Master Hassan, I'll get right on that. I would love to know how this was facilitated. That's something that needs to be open and transparent. There needs to be open transparency with this. That's one thing that should be done on Twitch. It should be done on all streaming platforms, honestly. That there needs to be transparency. That if you're going to catch a ban for something on a streaming platform, you need to know what it was for. And I also think if there was a complaint being made, you should be able to know who the complaint was made by. None of this anonymous bullshit. If someone makes a complaint against you that results in a ban, you should be informed who made the complaint against you. Who filed this complaint against you that resulted in your ban? No, not anymore. He used to. Asmongold used to cost them tens of thousands of dollars every stream. He has since monetized his channel some time ago. He is once again monetized. He's got forced ads. He is getting subscriptions again. I don't know if he's getting bits, but at the very least, he is getting subscriptions. So he is monetized. Probably about 3 years ago, he was indeed costing them tens of thousands of dollars every stream. That has changed now. So now he is actually monetized and is actually making Twitch money.
Have a understanding of the world. America-fying anything is going to be bad. Americans have a very limited understanding of the universe.
And so why am I getting suspended? It's more third worldist morality logic inversion that basically is being used to silence me for an entire week. That's the important part that I want to talk about here. It's because basically Twitch has a system where they say that your infractions or your bad actions expire within 1 year. Well, the last time I was suspended, well, we all remember the last time I was suspended, but that was in October 2024. I have not been suspended for over an entire year. Why does that matter? Well, it matters because they say it matters. It matters because they say that's whenever the
And by the way, so what he's going to be alluding to is how they have Twitch supposedly has a scaling system. Okay? What did I miss? Hold up. What did I miss? Hang on, needs them left side of Hassan's neck. What, the pearls? No, it's been known that he wears pearls. Yes, I saw the pearls. He wears them all the time to stuffing it. What Asmongold is referring to is Twitch supposedly has a tiered system of bans. Your first ban or your first suspension is 24 hours. And then your next suspension might be 3 days. And then your next suspension might be 7 days. And then your next suspension might be 14 days. It's basically it's the amount of time that the suspension lasts for scales up with every subsequent ban until it ends up being a pearl. Usually I think around like the 5th suspension is when they go perma. And at that point, it's like a 14-day ban or maybe a 30-day ban, and then the next one is perm. That's what he's about to refer to. Bearing in mind, the most Hassan has ever gotten was a single 7-day ban. Every other ban that Hassan has gotten, some of them within only a couple of months of one another, were all 24-hour bans on his day off. That's it. He got like one 7-day ban, like, I don't know, 4 years ago or something. Every other ban that he has received, and he's probably received somewhere between 4 to 5 bans since that 7-day. No clue what that 7-day was for in the beginning, in the first place. Every subsequent ban that he was received, according to Twitch, which is supposed to scale up, has only been 24 hours on his day off. Every time. Every fucking time. That's what Asmongold is about to talk about here, is the scaling ban system that is supposed to lead up to a perma.
Infractions expire, and your account is treated as not being in bad standing. So
like when you're winding it.
Well, it matters because they say it matters. It matters because they say that's whenever the infractions expire, and your account is treated as not being in bad standing.
Right.
So why is...
Right. So like Celestium's ban, her 7-day ban, even though here's the fuck part. Even now, I do believe Celestium is trying to work with Twitch to get this off of her account, but even though she was unlawfully brigaded by a VTweeter who lied in the brigade in his efforts to brigade, he flat out lied about the infraction that Celestium committed. Admitted to it, I got him to admit to it. I got him to fully admit everything on Twitter. I forced him to reach out to Twitch to tell them, yes, I lied about Celestium and brigaded her to get her banned. And what happened? Twitch still did not remove the ban. To my understanding, it's still the record of the ban is still on her account and will be on her account for a full fucking year. That ban, unless now she is working with Twitch, based on everything that happened. And hopefully Twitch will remove that ban from her account, but if they don't, it will be a full year before that ban is removed from her account. So if she gets banned, until that happens, if she gets banned for another reason, it will not be 7 days, it might go up to 14 days, which by the way, they also jumped the gun because it was Celestium's first ban and her first ban was a 7-day ban, not a 1-day ban. What the fuck's up with that, Twitch? Why are you jumping from 1 day to 7 days when she had no ban on her record ever? She'd never been banned before. So you see where the problem is, where Twitch basically is saying that this is how our tier system works on paper, but in reality they say, we don't care, we're going to do whatever the fuck we want. That's what this boils down to, is that Twitch is saying there's no fucking rules. We lay out the rules, we're not going to abide by them, and now we're going to do whatever the fuck we want because we're fucking Twitch and fuck you. That's the way this has been going for a long time now. This is not like new. Twitch has been doing this for a long time, that they're literally making up the rules on the spot and ignoring the rules that they've already laid out.
So why is it in that case that instead of getting a warning, instead of getting a suspension, instead of getting for a day, instead of getting a suspension for 3 days, I immediately went from that all the way to a 7-day suspension?
And again, this is what happened to Celestium too. And I keep bringing Celestium up on this because I need to point out that this is not only happening to big streamers like Asmongold, it's happening to smaller VTubers like Celestium, where she gets a suspension, the very first one, and her very first suspension is a 7-day suspension for the very first quote-unquote offense that has ever occurred on the platform. And they fucked over Celestium even harder because they didn't even tell her what she did wrong. They deleted her entire VOD, so there was no evidence to support that she did nothing wrong. They fucked her 10 ways to Tuesday. And in that, you could basically say that Twitch hates VTubers, which is an understanding. This is known. Twitch hates fucking VTubers, even though VTubers make up some of their most popular content creators on the fucking platform. Twitch is making more money from VTubers than it's making from IRL streamers. In all reality, leave us not forget the fucking subathon or the fact that a VTuber shattered the fuck out of Twitch's hype train not once, not twice, but 3 goddamn times. That a VTuber shattered the hype train record. That's all money going to Twitch, by the way. So yeah, it is understood that not only does Twitch say fuck the rules, we don't care about them, but they also hate VTubers, and Celestium being the prime fucking example of how they don't give a fuck about the rules and they hate VTubers and they'll stick it to VTubers any chance that they get.
Immediately. Why would this happen? What is the reason for it? I have no idea. Is it because they don't like what I'm saying? It has to be.
Yes.
Because it's certainly not because what I'm saying
Yes.
is against the terms of service. I looked at the terms of service. Yes, using nationality is a protected group, but I was not talking about them being disregarded because of nationality. I was talking about them being disregarded because of the fact that they're watching literal AI-generated videos and then believing a false narrative. And
To further exemplify his point, he's talking about goat herders. They probably don't even have fucking internet access, so they're believing lies transferred by word of mouth. So you have people that you have the one half step up from ignorant goat herder that happens to have access to the internet and a device that can connect to the internet. They see the AI Iran propaganda that is absolute dog shit, and of course only dumbass fucking goat herders would believe it. So they see that, and then they go to the illiterate goat herder that does not have internet access, and they say to him, "Hey, I saw this. We're kicking the crap out of America because the IRGC posted this video about it." And so the illiterate dumbass goat herder goes, "Okay, great, we're winning. Allah Akbar." That's what we're talking about. He's not talking about an ethnicity. We're literally talking about people that are too fucking stupid to figure out basic reality, and like the only thing that they can do is herd goats, along with doing other things to goats. But that's a story for a different day. That's my to expound further upon what Asmongold was just saying.
And the video's context was about, would you rather be having likes on Twitter or having your entire navy not destroyed?
Do you think that the Iranians would rather have their entire navy back or their memes?
Oh,
Jeez, guys, I wonder. And so anyway, this is what's happened, is that I have been suspended for an entire week for that. That's it. And I'll play the clip for you guys, okay? And this is, by the way, there's not a 100% certainty with this, that this is the clip, but this is the thing that they quoted from, and it's the thing that they gave me an example of. And I will say also, by the way, my contacts and relationship with Twitch on an interpersonal level has been nothing but tremendous. I have great respect for the people that I've dealt with Twitch. I have no actual animosity towards those people, so just make sure that you guys understand that. Don't shoot the messenger or anything like that. It's the moderation team and the people that decided that I did something wrong. And maybe they made a mistake. Well, I know they made a mistake, but maybe they'll recognize that and I'll get an unban early. And if they didn't, I guess, well, I mean, and here's the annoying thing, right? Is like, well, if Trump nukes Iran, which seems like that's getting more likely every day, then I'm going to have to go live on Kick and Rumble, right? Maybe on YouTube too. I prefer just to do Kick and Rumble. It's a copyright thing, right? It's a confusing, content creator reason. But like, and then we'll continue uploading videos. And if something big happens, don't worry, I'll be there, and you'll have a way to watch me, and it'll be all back to usual. But I would like to take at least a little bit of time, and like maybe fix a little bit of things in my life, and just relax a little bit. But if something big happens, do not worry.
Don't forget, okay? Like him taking some time. That's beautiful. Don't forget. Asmon does not have to stream. Okay? Asmon has more money than he knows what to do with. He will be rich for the rest of his life. He will never want for money ever. He could have retired years ago. He streams literally for the love of the game. That is the only reason why he streams. He streams because he enjoys it, not for the money. That's something to bear in mind. So if he, him taking if he wants to take 7 days off, clean up. It's not, anybody that thinks oh, he's got to take anybody that's thinking, oh, he can't stream on Twitch for 7 days. Oh, that's really going to hurt him. No, it is. No, it isn't. He doesn't give a fuck. He still has access to Kick. He still has access to Rumble. He can go live at any time he wants. And yeah, he does it because he loves to do it.
Will be there. And I might make a couple of other videos in the meantime, just because I'll be bored. But going back to what I was saying, is that I have been suspended for this. And really, let me talk about, really how I feel about this. Do I give a fuck about the opinions of a bunch of third worlders in regards to what my country should do? Absolutely fucking not. I do not.
There it is.
You shouldn't. They shouldn't give a fuck about what I think about their country. Because why would I take somebody's opinion that is from a shithole in these countries? And by the way, these are shitholes. Many of these countries are shitholes. And don't let anybody teach you or tell you that, oh, it's America's fault. No, it's not.
No. Anybody that tries to say that basically the problems in the Middle East or the problems in Africa, where it's taken over by Islamic radicals or jihadist extremists and warlords, and anybody that tries to pull it's all America's fault. We're the ones who do this. No, they're full of shit. They need to crack a fucking book. These people have been destroying each other for millennia. Okay, in the Middle East and in Africa. They have been killing each other for millennia. Literally. That is not hyperbole. It is since the dawn of their civilization, they have been killing each other. It has nothing to do with the West. It has nothing to do with America. It has nothing to do with Canada. It has nothing to do with England. It has nothing to do with France. It has nothing to do with Germany. None of it. Has nothing to do with any of it. They are happily trying to continually destroy each other under the auspice of religious ideology. They have been doing that forever. Just because America has interceded in some events over in the Middle East, has not changed that. Okay? They have always their unique religious, tribalism is why they are always trying to kill each other. It's why they will always try to kill each other, because that rules their lives. Because they live by a extremely strict religious ideology, and they do not allow for secularism in any way, shape, or form, they will continue to kill each other. Middle East is literally 5,000 years of civilization long before the U.S. ever existed. Corruption, fascism are the chief problems, and both are homegrown. Exactly. Yes, exactly. This is all everything that's happening in the Middle East and in the Islamic African countries, and actually many of the African countries where they have warlords. This is all self-inflicted. The West, as a whole, has fuck all to do with it. And anyone that tries to tell you otherwise is a fucking moron and should not be listened to whatsoever. At all.
That America has invaded are shitholes. The ones that America hasn't invaded or Britain hasn't invaded, they're shitholes too. They're shitholes because the people made them shitholes. And whenever I
leave us not forget. Do you guys remember the video footage that was making its way on Twitter? I think it was maybe a year ago, perhaps. People were basically trying to gaslight Twitter by posting videos of what supposedly was modern day Iran. And it was a very nice place. People were just walking around, and women were able to walk completely uncovered, wearing what would be considered Western clothing. Their hair and their faces were completely uncovered. Everybody was smiling. There were there were happy stalls that, vendors that people were, that was fake. That was all fake. No, it wasn't even pre-Muslim revolution, because words are hard. Pre-Muslim revolution, sorry, words are hard. Pre-Muslim revolution was the 70s. The video footage that they showed was quote unquote modern day, and it wasn't in a place like Iran. If you were to look at actual pre-Islamic revolution Iran, it would look like any other Western civilization out of the 70s. Okay? Then the Islamic Revolution happened, and now all the women have to wear burqas. They have to cover their face. They have to cover their hair. They became property of the men because that's what Islam teaches them. And now the women are literally cattle and can be beaten and killed at the whim of men, and nobody has any freedom over there except for the Islamic leadership. That's what happened with the Islamic Revolution of the 70s. But they still try to gaslight people thinking, oh yeah, it's so great over there. No, it's not. Because that's what these people try to do. They try to gaslight, they propagandize, and they lie specifically to try and sow dissent in the West. That's something that people need to figure the fuck out. All of this shit that we're seeing in the West, we're like, oh, Iran is such a great country. We shouldn't be attacking them. They're actually Islam is actually a very peaceful religion. It's all a propaganda campaign. Like, this is the one thing that Iran is actually doing very well. They are a fucking masterclass right now in doing a Cold War style propaganda invasion of the West. And we're seeing the results of it in the United States. We're seeing the results of it in Canada. We're seeing the results of it in the UK. They have affected a masterclass level of cold, espionage, propaganda, infiltration. Because all you have to do is just look around. Just fucking look around, and you'll see it that they have propagandized a frightening amount of people in the Western world with the express intent of taking it over. If you don't think that they're not trying to take it over, I'm sorry, you're fucking blind. Yes, to people like us, their propaganda is not believable. Correct. For people that actually use their fucking brains, their propaganda is not believable. You take one look and they go, this is fucking bullshit on a stick. But that's why they target the people that don't have a functioning brain. That's why they target the people that are desperate for attention. They're basically going the route of cults. They go, true version of Islam. No. You look at the Quran says beat your wife. The Quran says anybody that doesn't believe in the Prophet Muhammad should be killed. No. It's a fallacy. That's the fallacy. You look at their literal scripture. They will literally quote the scripture to you where they say you can beat your wife or you should kill the infidel. Well, I don't know about the version you studied. Maybe you studied a different version. Entirely possible. We have seen, every religion does have offshoot sects. So it's entirely possible. Maybe you studied a different version. The version that the people in Islamic Middle East that they study, that they live by, that is literally their guide to living, that ain't peaceful. It's not peaceful whatsoever. It literally calls for the death of anybody that does not believe in the Prophet, and it literally calls for women to be treated like property and not as human beings. So yeah, it's not a peaceful culture. They will either try and kill all of us, or they will try and take us over and forcibly convert us to their religion. That's what they'll do. That's what they will do. That's what they are trying to do. Right now. Right now, they are attempting a takeover of the planet. They want to convert the entire planet to Islam, either by force or by coercion. And that's what we're seeing.
Talk about third worlders and third worldism, I'm not even really talking about a geography, I'm talking about an ideology. And that ideology is the idea that disrespect should be met with violence, the idea that, crime, dysfunction, discord, and chaos in society should be expected. They're part and parcel of living in a modern city, and having people, you can't say certain things because they might offend people, or they'll make them mad. The idea that getting angry about something is a justification to break the law. This is what I'm really talking about with third worldism. Things that the Greek Senate, or the Greeks, the Romans, we figured this out in Western society, in Western culture. We've realized that you can't run a society whenever you have people that act this way. And it's actually a good thing to not have a bunch of crazy fent zombies on the street. It's actually a good thing to have people that aren't living on the sidewalk. It's actually a good thing to have a, civilized discussion that doesn't resort to violence whenever you hear something that makes you angry. But for some people, this is the third worldist mindset. It is the aggrandizement of the base interests, the base desires, and the lowest common denominator of mankind. And you know what? I don't like it. I don't want it here. And guess what? They don't either. If Twitch thinks Afghanistan has such great opinions that should be listened to, maybe they should apply Afghanistan's opinions to women on Twitch. How about that? But they won't, because they also agree with me too. I just was the one that said it. But everybody thinks this. And I have nothing, by the way. Oh, I said illiterate. They have 37% literacy. Flip a coin, I'm right. It is. So the point is that really, they all do agree with me. Everybody agrees with me on this. And if you're a guy from Afghanistan, you're watching, I don't know, I'm sure we've got a number of them. We've got a lot of people that watch the show. Listen, man, I'm not talking about you, but you know that there's some idiots in your country that are morons of talking about them. And by the way,
and that's true for literally every country as well. Like, his discussion is in regards to Afghanistan here. This is true for literally every fucking country. Like, it's, someone in the chat was saying, like, that the Canadian government just passed some kind of a bill that basically made quoting the Bible or something a hate crime. Like, it's literally happening throughout the entire country. Throughout the entire world. Yeah, Bill C9. Yeah, let's see, criminalize the Bible. It passed quoting scripture on marriage, sin, or God's design for sexuality can now be prosecuted as willful promotion of hatred. Gee, I wonder where that came from. Because guess what? What do you want to fucking bet? That if someone quotes the Quran at them, they're going to go, oh, that's just fucking fine. But Christianity? Oh, fuck that. That's hate speech. Do you still want to fucking doubt me that there is literally an Islamic takeover occurring throughout the entire Western world? Do you think that's gonna happen? You think that? Do you think that's not happening right now? Because you quote the Quran at them where they say it's perfectly it's perfectly acceptable to beat your wife or to rape your wife if she won't give it up. Because yes, that's in the fucking Quran. Or that it's perfectly acceptable to kill an infidel that does not believe in Muhammad. Quote that at them and say, do you consider that acceptable? They'll say it's just fine. But you quote the Bible? Oh, that's hate speech. Tell me again that there is not a global effort for an Islamic takeover throughout the Western world. Go ahead. Tell me there's not. I'm going to tell you you're completely full of fucking shit. And yes, Muhammad was a PDF. In their very own scripture. In their own scripture, Muhammad was a PDF. By their own literature, by their own holy book, he was. Oh, yes. If you can't see this takeover happening, you're fucking blind. I'm sorry. You're fucking blind if you don't see this happening before your very eyes. If you are not Muslim, you're going to be suppressed. There's an outside, and there's a chance that eventually, if things keep progressing the way they do, you will be public enemy number one. You'll be put in prison, or you might even be executed just for having your beliefs. That is where we're going. If you don't see it, you need to wake the fuck up, Sam.
We have those same third worldists. We have those same fucking retards in America. Being a third worlder and being a third worldist, yes, it's a geography, but it's more importantly a mindset. And these people have that mindset, and I don't want to have it. I don't want to deal with it. I think it's destructive, it's reductive, and I want to have nothing to do with it. So that's really the way that I feel about this, right? You know, these people talk about the Epstein files. They have their own Epstein files. It's called the marriage records. It's called Tuesday. They have child marriage. It's legal. I don't want to have that here. I don't want to have anything to do with that here. So all that being said, I don't want to go through and talk about that too much. What am I going to do? And just very clearly, by the way, I was very surprised.
Lou, I hate to tell you, you won't. You said I want an Islamic person to attack me and have them for a hate crime. Number one, no, I don't want you to have it. I don't wish that for you. But number two, it won't be. It won't be. Okay? I'm telling you flat out, it will not be classified as a hate crime. If an Islamic extremist attacks you, they will not charge that person with a hate crime. You do it to them, they'll charge you with a hate crime. Because that's how the government fucking works these days. That's how these Western governments are starting to work. Even in the U.S., if you think the U.S. is exempt from this, you're fucking crazy. Even in the goddamn U.S., that's going to happen. Where you will get charged with a hate crime because when you are not a Muslim, but if a Muslim does it to you, it's no hate crime. Yeah, they'll literally blame you for being the victim. Yeah. That's how it works these days. Tell me again that there's not a global invasion happening.
Too much. What am I going to do? And just very clearly, by the way, I was very surprised by this. I was very surprised by this suspension. I thought it was going to be for like 20 of the other things that I said, right? I mean, I thought it'd be for like, I don't want to give them any ideas because I did submit an appeal. I submitted an appeal and, I told them like, and the thing is that if they tell me you can't refer to third worlders in a derogatory context, I hate to say it, I don't take off my shoes whenever I walk in my own house. Somebody else asks me to walk in their house. They tell me to take off my shoes. I do it. I'm not in my own house. I will follow Twitch's terms of service begrudgingly, and you guys will know that I absolutely do not agree with it. And these are my viewpoints, but I will follow the rules. And I have always taken a good faith effort to always follow the terms of service. If there's a dick that we show on stream, well, it must be that day of the week. And on top of that, they've complained to me about that too, by the way. And if I do that, I delete the VOD and I try to move past it and I apologize. I say, oops, guys, that's my bad. I didn't mean to do that. I don't actually ever intend to break the terms of service. Why would I ever do that? Why would I ever put myself in a position where I intentionally do something that I think would put my channel at risk? It's just stupid. Why would I ever do that? So the problem that I have with this is that I think that I've made it, and considering the content of my, like my stream, I cover extremely edgy content. I talk about things like, I talk about the most politically charged, most extreme issues on a daily basis in plain English, just, as a matter of fact. And really, I think that in order to do that and not have a million bad clips that have, been released about me, there's only 500,000. There's the reality that I do try a very good amount to try to control what I say, to make sure that what I say does not break the terms of service. And I try to say what I say with a degree of, I guess, I'm thinking about what I'm saying, right? I'm not just, going extemporaneously right off the cuff. I mean, to an extent I am, but I'm editing it in my mind to make sure that I don't say anything that would get me in trouble on Twitch.
And I do the same thing. That's why sometimes that's why I might stop myself and go, okay, I need to shut up and let's say something that I shouldn't be saying. And I do the same thing. There are times when I'm rolling and maybe something, if I'm just rolling and I'm just going straight into consciousness and I say something that is inappropriate, what do? I immediately stop and go, nope, that was wrong. That was it. That was, that was wrong of me to say that. I was completely incorrect about it. And I will, if I miss it, I got my mods poking me going, shut the fuck up. And I'll realize what I said and go, okay, that was wrong. I shouldn't have said that. Or I will flat out censor myself and just go, okay, I can't say this. I'm about to dip into either, breaking my own code or breaking the TOS, and I'll stop. So, and I would wager myself, we are probably not the only ones, especially those that talk and do content creation and talk about like current events stuff. We are not the only ones that do this either. I would wager the majority of us that do topical commentary will do this. Like when we're talking about something, we will kind of do a continual editing process in our head of what we're trying to say to try and catch anything where it's like, okay, that's going to be bad to say. That's, that's a bridge too far. That's a violation of TOS, et cetera, et cetera. Most of us, there's like a couple of them that clearly don't, but then those couple that don't are protected by Twitch and by the moderation team. So they have no need to self-edit themselves because they'll never catch consequences for it because, you know, Dan's too busy under his desk desperately whapping at his inverted micropenis. But the vast majority of the rest of us, we do this continual editing.
So when I said this, I didn't think I said anything wrong. And by reading the TOS, I don't think the TOS says that I said anything wrong. And the reality is that if you applied the reason why I got suspended to anybody applying this same type of language against Westerners, against Americans, against anybody in a developed country, you know that not only would it not be banned, it would probably be celebrated. So I think this is a massive double standard. It's completely
insanely
unfair.
so.
I was unfairly targeted. I'm not sorry for any of it. And I'll be waiting for Twitch's apology for unbanning me. And if it takes them a couple of days, that's fine. If it takes them an entire week, I guess I'll have to finish Crimson Desert. But the reality is that I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. I regret nothing. And according to their own rules, I also did nothing wrong. So all this put into context, that's pretty much where things stand. That's where we're at. I'm not really stressed out about this. Honestly, I'm kind of excited. I feel like we've been in a little bit of a lull period, right? That's why I've been trying to do like, I'll do the ban appeals. I'll do like the Jesus game, right? And, you know, all that. And I'll be honest, what really spurred me to make a comment about it last night is that I saw on Reddit, people thought that I got banned for showing a horse's dick on stream. And I was like, this is the stupidest narrative. I have to correct this because it's so ridiculous. I don't want people to believe this. People are also saying I got banned for playing the Jesus game. I don't know. Maybe that was the reason. Maybe there's an enlightened Reddit.
I swear to God, if he got banned because he played the Jesus game, that opens things up to anybody of Christian faith that wants to slap the fuck out of Twitch, if that's the case. Yeah, there's a game out there. I don't know too much about it. There's a game, I guess a game came out where you are Jesus. I think maybe it's like you are Jesus during the time of the Last Supper or something. I don't actually know all that much about it. I've seen mention of it, but I don't know all that much about it. But yeah, it's basically a game where you play Jesus. If they banned him for playing the Jesus game, that is going to open the door to every Christian streamer to potentially file litigation against Twitch for basically crime against protected class. Because I'm guessing that that someone that professes to be a Christian may be able to make the argument of protected class in that situation. I don't know for sure. But it definitely could be a Twitch potentially I don't know if it could be First Amendment violation, which I mean if it's like bottom line is Twitch needs to lose its section 230, section 230 or section 320 privileges that needs to go away because I will guarantee you right now. If Twitch lost its its section privileges, if those got revoked, if all the social medias lost their section privileges, if those all got revoked, you would not be seeing shit like this happening. You wouldn't. It's basically saying that it's like a section. I can't remember. It's 230 or 320 privileges that basically protects Twitch from civil litigation. Is it 230? Okay, it's 230. Yeah, section 230. I'm grotesquely paraphrasing here, but it's section 230 privilege basically allows Twitch to be protected from civil litigation against basically accusations of violations of like freedom of speech. That's basically what section, in like a very broad stroked, okay, not getting into any fine minutia whatsoever. It basically it allows Twitch to be protected from litigation for doing things like violating people's freedom of speech. And it's what allows them to ban Asmongold while letting Hassan continue to spew terroristic hatred on their platform and not be liable civilly for millions of dollars every time they ban one of their content creators for nothing and violating their freedom of speech. Yeah, they, like Twitch and all these social media platforms need to have their 230s revoked. Because yeah, it's what's allowed them to censor us for the last 10 years. It's why for a long time we have not been able to, until people fought back. It's why we couldn't call rape rape. It's why we couldn't call suicide suicide. It's why we couldn't call people that are pedophiles and had to do the whole PDF thing. That's what is because it's allowing the Section 230 is allowing these platforms to censor us. So they can basically do whatever they want and impinge upon our freedom of speech. So yeah, they absolutely, because they need to lose their 230, their Section 230 privileges. That needs to be revoked from all these social media platforms, because then when they start impinging on people's freedom of speech, kind of like what they're doing with Asmongold, kind of like what they do with Celestium, a lawsuit can be brought against these companies, and they can be taken for millions of fucking dollars. Because what'll happen is if the Section 230 is revoked, these social media companies won't be so fucking quick on the ban hammer to ban someone that they don't like what they're saying. Okay? If they lost these privileges, you would not see a lot of these bans that are happening where particularly Twitch is banning people because they don't like what they're saying about thing that they support. Kind of like with Asmongold. That would stop because with if they didn't have those protections, Asmongold could levy a civil case against them like fucking that, and sue them into fucking oblivion for violating his freedom of speech. So yeah, they need to have their Section 230 revoked. Congress, get the fuck on it, will ya?
That atheist and the moderation team, but that's the reason they gave me. They said hateful conduct for 1 week. I put in my appeal. Hopefully I'll get it approved. I did nothing wrong. I apologize for nothing. I said nothing wrong. The clip is shown. Millions of people, not millions, many people say a lot of things that are a lot worse than what I say, and nothing ever happens to them. And I think it was totally unfair that something happened to me. All that being said, I recognize if that's what Twitch doesn't want me to say, I won't say it. Just please explain the vocabulary I'm not supposed to use, and I won't use that vocabulary. I'll just think it. So anyway, thank you guys all very much for watching. I really appreciate everybody's support. I know a lot of you guys have been on Twitter and everything. You guys can share the video, let people know kind of like where I'm coming from, what's going on. But other than that, that's about all I've got, guys. So that's where things stand. That's where I'm at. I'm sorry that, I got suspended. Now it's like, okay, this is complicated. It might ruin some people's schedule. They're like, oh, where's Baldy, right? And, again, if something big happens, I will be back on and I'll stream on Kick or Rumble. But if things are just kind of the usual hysteria, news cycle, I think I'll probably just relax. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully Twitch will realize what they've done wrong and they will undo their mistake. So anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting me for all these years and for everything. And I'll see you all very soon. I'll talk to you later, guys. Peace.
Yeah. So there we are. Thank you, Jarhead. Thank you for the 10 gifted. And I do want to conclude this with something that someone said. At this point, Twitch should make a full list of words not allowed to be said. No, they shouldn't. No, I don't think they should. Because number one, do you have any fucking concept of how shoot that list could be? It is the height of stupidity to make a full encyclopedia of words that you can't say on Twitch. Because I guarantee that list would be at minimum 100 words long. It is stupid as hell to think that someone is going to be able to memorize every single one of those words that cannot be said by a streamer on Twitch. It can't be done. It shouldn't have to be done. Like, we need to get to the point where the simple mantra is, don't be an asshole. Like, all of this, like, oh, you can't say this, or, all of the sensitivity training bullshit, and all the, oh, you can't say these words, bloody fucking blah. No, that all needs to go the fuck away. It literally all needs to go away. And we need to bring back the very simple and very basic concept of don't be an asshole. Like in work and, on the street and in society. Just don't be an asshole. It literally can be that fucking simple. But do you know why why people won't go with that? Is simply because because we're allowing people to have their own unique super snowflake special definition of what they perceive to be an asshole. And William is like, well, we have to listen to everybody. And so if this person doesn't like you saying that, well, then you need to shut the fuck up. Which basically amounts to, you should just go through life not speaking. And it's like we are becoming pussified as a society by listening to these bitch little snowflakes saying, you can't hurt my fifis. I can't handle you hurting my fifis. And because those people are being listened to by those in charge, society writ large is becoming abjectly pussified and is allowing for bad actors to do a global fucking takeover. Because everybody's so fucking worried about hurting someone's feelings that they're not seeing the literal lion engulfing your head in its fucking mouth. I'm sorry, we have to stop listening to these little bitches. That's what it boils down to. The little bitches that complain and whine and worry about their fifis being hurt all the time, their opinions don't matter. No one in positions of authority should be listening to them. Anybody that says, well, we can't really say this, you're getting my pronouns wrong, the people in authority should go, shut the fuck up, retard. The adults are talking, go sit in the fucking corner. You'll do what we tell you to do, because clearly you can't take control of your own fucking life, so we'll do it fucking for you. Sit down and shut the fuck up. We need to get to that point in society where we tell the retards your opinion no longer matters. Your voice carries no fucking weight. Sit down, shut up. The adults are talking. We will